Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss what is a concrete method, abstract class and its related concepts. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. Now in a class, if you have a method with definition and declaration, such kind of methods we'll call it as a concrete method. Okay, now let's take that I have defined a class A. Inside the class A, I have defined a method called display. Okay, and in this display, I have the body like implementation I'm providing. If someone calls this method, what should I do? Okay, something. Let me write it as hi. Okay. Now look at here. This display method, we will call it as a concrete method. Okay, it can be called as concrete method. Now the concrete method means it will have the declaration, okay, and also the implementation. The method which is having the declaration and then implementation or the body or the definition. Such kind of methods we'll call it as in concrete methods. Suppose in the class, if you have a method called show, you are just writing its declaration. You are not providing the implementation. So just you are declaring a method called show and you are just specifying the return type, and method name, and ends with a semicolon. See this display method, I did not end with a semicolon because it is a declaration and also have the implementation. But here the show method does not have any implementation. It has only the declaration. Such kind of methods we'll call it as abstract methods. Look at the definition. A method without any body or implementation is called as abstract method. For such kind of methods, you need to use a keyword called abstract to make it as an abstract method. So you will have abstract keyword, a return type, and the method name ends with a semicolon. Okay, so such kind of methods we'll call it as an abstract methods, whereas the method which has the a declaration and then definition is called as a concrete method. Now when we can call a class as an abstract class? A class with at least one abstract method is called abstract class. This is the general definition for any object-oriented programming language. A class with at least one abstract method is called abstract class. So if you want to make a class as an abstract class, you need to use the keyword called abstract. So let me write a generalized syntax. You will have abstract is the keyword, and then you will have the class, and then you will have the class name. Inside the class, you can have any number of concrete classes. Okay, let me write void display. Okay, void display, and it has some system.out.println hi, something. I'm just writing it for you. Okay, so now this method we'll call it as a concrete method. Similarly, let's take that I have another concrete methods also, but let's take that I have few abstract methods like abstract, return type is void, and let's take that I have some. And similarly, let's take that another abstract method called sub. So these two methods I will call them as the abstract methods. Okay, why? Because you does not have any implementation for these methods called sum and sub, and you are using the keyword called abstract. So these methods, we'll call them as the abstract methods. As the abstract methods are there, one or more abstract methods are there, this class you need to make it as an abstract class. Remember one important point. For the abstract classes, you cannot create an object. Okay, if you are trying to create an object in the driver class for this class A, okay, let me take. I have a driver class or the main class called first. And if I'm trying to create an object, okay, you know that I need to write public static void main and then a string some array A. Okay, and here if I'm trying to create an object for the class A, how to create an object? Class name object OBE is equal to new class name, then it will give an error for you. For an abstract class, you cannot create any object. Then what is the advantage? See, I just provided the declaration. Using this abstract class, the classes which are inheriting this class can write their own implementation. I'm just telling, okay, I'm just telling that there is a method called sum. Now the methods which are deriving, let's take that class B is extending, like extends A. Then it can write its own implementation. Similarly, let's take that class C is extending class A, means inheriting the class A. Then it can write its own implementation. I'm just providing a skeleton. There is a method called sum. Suppose let's take that in stack, you will have the push and pop. They are abstract methods. Okay, then people can write their own implementation. So in a stack, we will have a push, we'll have a pop, and we will have the peep. Okay, means to show the topmost element. All these are the abstract methods. The real implementation you can provide at the appropriate classes. Okay, is it clear? So that is what the meaning of the abstract method or abstract class and the advantage. Now let me write a class A. Okay, abstract class A. Now in this abstract class, I can have some concrete classes. Suppose let's take that I'm writing void method 1. Okay, and in this method I can display a statement like system.out.println. System.out.println I am method 1. I can let me write I am method 1. Okay, let me close this method called method 1. Now let's take that I have few abstract methods. Let me write abstract void method 2. So it has the declaration, but there is no definition or the implementation. And similarly, I have another abstract method called method 3. Okay, then let me close the class A. Now I am taking a class B. Class B extends A. So you are introducing the single level inheritance. Okay, so class B is deriving the properties or inheriting the properties of class A. So here class B is the child class or the subclass or the derived class. Class A is the parent class or the super class or the base class. Now let me have my own method. Class B is having the method called method 3. Okay, and it has a statement called system.out.println. Okay, system.out.println, and I have I am method 3. Okay, now remember one important point. When the class B is extending the properties of class A, it will get all the members, meaning is that variables and the methods. So class B will get the method 1, which is a concrete method, and also it will get method, let me write in shortcut as M2, and method M3. These two are abstract methods. Now when you are extending an abstract class, then you need to write implementation for all the abstract methods which are there in the abstract class A. Let me tell you again, if you just implement one of the method, then it is an error. All the abstract methods, you need to provide the implementation. Okay, so how many abstract methods are there? 2 abstract methods are there, which are method 2 and method 3. You need to provide the implementation for them. Okay, now what I will do is that I will write void method 1. Even if you don't want to write anything, you can open the curly braces and you can close the curly braces. Am I right? Or if you want to write something, system.out.println hi, something, you please do it. Okay, and similarly let me provide the implementation for the, oh, this is method 2 na, I'm really sorry, and this is method 3. So I will write void method 3, and I need to provide the implementation. Okay, system.out.println, I'm writing in shortcut as s.o.p, but in Java, you don't write like that. In the Blackboard, due to the space issue, I'm writing like this. Okay, let's take that. How are you? Okay, let me close it. Okay, so remember again the point. When the child class is inheriting the properties of an abstract class, how many abstract methods are there? For all the abstract methods, you need to provide the implementation. If you don't want to write any statement, at least write that method declaration and then a empty body. Okay, no implementation, but empty body. Okay, open the curly braces, close the curly braces. At least you can do that one. Okay, so now let me close the class called B. Okay, so for the two abstract methods, we have provided the implementation in the child class called B. Now what I will do, I will create a driver class. So what I will do, let me write it as first. You know that this is the driver class or the main class. Then the file name should be save as first.java. Whatever the name you have provided for the driver class, the program should also save with the same name. Okay, then let me write public static void main. Okay, then you have a string and then you will have the args. Okay, it is an array, it is a string type. Okay, and then what I will do, I will create an object. First we will try, can we create an object for the class A? No. Why? Because it is an abstract class. For an abstract class, you cannot create an instance. Meaning is that you cannot create an object. But when a class which is extending the abstract class, then you can create an object for this one. So what I will do, I will simply write class name which is B, object name as OB, new, okay, class name. Okay, then if I write ob dot method 1, this is absolutely fine. Meaning is that you are accessing the method 1, which is a concrete method. So then it will display the output as I am method 1. Similarly, I can write ob dot method 2, ob dot method 3. Okay, oh, we have 2 3, let me make this as a 4. Okay, method 3, and then we will have ob dot method 4. Then what will happen if I close the main method and if I close the driver class called first, then see, if you write as s.o.p, then it will give an error. Let's take that you are writing system.out.println. Okay, then this program will give you the output as this method 1 is calling, you will get the output as I am method 1. And then, okay, let me write somewhere so that you will understand. I will get an output as I am method 1, and then you are calling the method 2. Method 2 implementation is there here because it is an abstract method here. There is an implementation. So you will get the hi, and then method 3 has an implementation called how are you. And then method 4 has a concrete method, so you will get I am method 4. Okay, so this is the output you will get. So what is the advantage? The advantage of the abstract methods is the classes which are deriving this abstract class can write their own implementation. Is it clear? Suppose let's take that during the lockdown, what the government is doing, central government is telling, state governments, please follow your own rules to control these COVID scenarios. So each state is doing their own method of implementation. Central government is nowadays not giving any instruction that you close the schools, you close the colleges, all these things. They are telling that states, you please take the decision. So they are giving an abstract method. So each state, based on the places where there is a COVID high situation, accordingly they are taking the actions. But when the first lockdown came, central government clearly given the instruction that it has given a concrete method. You please close all the shopping malls, restaurants, everything was closed. Then people have understood this COVID, how it is behaving. So accordingly, now the central government in India is giving an abstract method, and each state has doing their own implementation. Okay, so this is the advantage of the abstract method and the abstract class. Remember one important point, Java is providing another feature. What is the feature is that even you don't have any abstract methods, you can create a class and abstract class also. Let me remember one important point. When I defined a definition called abstract class, what I said, an abstract class will have at least one abstract method. But in Java, there is a feature called without any abstract methods, you can make a class as an abstract class. Then what is the limitation? For this class, you cannot create an object. I agree, but there is a concrete method. Okay, but when you extend this class A, means class B, which is child class, extending the class A, then you can create an object for the class B and can access this concrete method. So this is a one feature. Okay, but the problem is that this class you cannot create an object. You need to use the inheritance. Some class should derive this or inherit this abstract class, then only you can access this concrete methods or the whatever the variables you have. Okay, so only point here I want to highlight here is that a Java without any abstract method you can make a class as abstract class. Okay, and if you try to create an object for this one, there will be an issue. Okay, then accordingly we need to change the program. What I will do is that what are the concepts I have discussed till now, I will execute them in the desktop and show the output for you all.
Now let me have the abstract class A. It has the one concrete method. Let me write it as method m1, and I'm writing system.out.println. So I'm having a declaration and also an implementation. So this is what a concrete method. Okay, let me write here in the comments. So I can write it as concrete method. Now let me have few abstract methods. You need to use the keyword called abstract and the return type. Just you need to provide the name ends with a semicolon. So these two methods are the abstract methods. As you have the abstract method, the class will be an abstract class. Okay. So these two methods are the abstract methods. They have the declaration, but there is no implementation. What I will do, I will have class B which inherits the properties of class A. So this is what single level inheritance. Okay, so class B will get the properties of class A. Now class B itself has one concrete method. Let me write it as method 4, and it has its own implementation, system.out.println, and let me write here I am method 4. Now what you need to do, you need to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods which are there in the parent class. If I does not do, what will happen, we will see. Okay, so now what I will do, I will have the main class. In the main class, let me have the main method. So public static void main and then string args. Okay, and I will create an object for the child class called B, having the object name as OB, and then if I'm accessing the method 4, this is fine, but as you have not provided the implementation for all the abstract methods called M2 and M3, this will give an error for you. Let me open the command prompt. Okay, let me save it. Open the command prompt and let you know that all our programs are there in the desktop Java programs. And now let me compile the program. Java C first dot Java. You can see error, B is not abstract and does not override abstract method M3 in class A. Class B extends A. This is creating an issue for you. Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods which are there in the parent class A. So what are they? One is M2 and another one is M3. So let me provide the implementation. Void method name. I will write system.out.println. Some statement I am writing. I am method 2 in class B, because in class B you are providing the implementation. Similarly, let me provide the implementation for the method 3. Its return type is void and name is m3. So system.out.println, and then I will write I am method 3 in class B. Okay, let me save this one. Now what I will do, if I access the methods called m2, m3, m1 using the object for the class B, this is absolutely fine. Look at here, there is no issue. Okay, now let me save it, and then let me compile the program again. Let me clear the screen again. Let me compile the program because we have modified the program. There are no errors. Now let me run the program by giving the command called java first. See, I got the output as I am method 4, I am method 1, I am method 2 in class B, I am method 3 in class B. Similarly, I will try to create an object for the abstract class. Theoretically, we said we cannot create an object for the abstract class. So here the abstract class is A. I will try to create an object called OB1. What will happen? And I will try to access one method which is there, M1, in the class A. Look at here, what will happen? Okay, so let me compile the program again. There is an error. What it is? Error A is abstract, cannot be instantiated. So you cannot create an object for it. So remember one important point. For an abstract method, you have to provide the implementation in the child class. For an abstract class, you cannot create an object. And remember, and I want to tell one more point also. Is it compulsory that you need to provide the implementation for all the abstract methods? Suppose let's take that I will provide the implementation for method M3 and I will not provide the implementation for the method 2. What will happen? Look at here. Let me save the program. Okay, and then let me clear the screen and let me compile the program again. See, you got an error. B is not abstract and does not override abstract method M2. So that's why you are getting an error. So the point is that all the abstract methods you need to implement, okay, in the child class. Otherwise you will get an error. Okay. Now what I will do is that let me keep the program as it is. Okay, and I will not have any abstract methods in this one. Okay, but I want to make it as an abstract class, and class B extends the class A. So everything I will have the same thing. So what I will do is that I will remove this implementation of the method 3 and method 3 because they are no more. Okay, so you have method M1 and method M4. Now what I will do is that I will try to create an object. Okay, first I will try to create an object. Will it works or not? We will see. Let me save the program. Let me compile it. See, you got an error. So point is that even for an abstract method is not there, for an abstract class you cannot create an object. Now can I execute this program by creating an object for the class B? We will see. Okay, and I will access the both the methods called M1 and M4 using the object called OB. We'll see will it work or not. If it works, then you can have an abstract class without abstract methods. Okay, so that is the one feature of the Java. Let me clear the screen and let me compile the program. There are no errors. Now let me run the program. See, I got the output. So the point here is that even you don't have any abstract methods, you can make one class as an abstract class. This is a one of the feature in the Java. I hope you have understood all the concepts related to the abstract classes. If you still have any doubts related to this concept, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.